thank you so much for tuning in to our first episode of Animalize. My name is JP Novick. I'm the director of CAPE, Center for Animal Protection and Education, and this is my dear buddy, Shelley Frost.
I write about dogs for the San Francisco Examiner.com, and JP and I, we've known each other for 27 years. We're old pals. The thing that we have the most strongly in common is our love and passion for animals.
I adore that.
So now we're going to bring all of their issues and problems to you, our audience, and show you how we can solve some of their issues and problems.
Absolutely. And Shelley, today we're going to have a really interesting show. It's sort of a heartstring puller. We're going to be going to the Santa Cruz Animal Services Authority, and we're going to interview the executive director, Henry Brzezinski. He's going to introduce us to some of the animals there, talk a little bit about why they're there, who gets out, who gets adopted, who does not, and why, and what we can do to solve the problem of pet overpopulation.
I've been in the animal welfare business for over 26 years, and I care about animals, and no animal should die needlessly in a shelter. Well, working in an animal shelter is very difficult, and we're real fortunate here in Santa Cruz County because of an ordinance that was passed back in 1994. So we don't have to deal with euthanasia for space like so many shelters throughout California. Anytime an animal has to be put to sleep at a shelter, it's a sad event, but again, our ordinance works here, and we don't have to deal with euthanasia to the level of other facilities. And I'm sure somehow this dog came from a line of a breeding pair. So breeders do contribute to the problem across California and the nation relative to the animal overpopulation problem and what shelters see. Well, we've tried education for 20 plus years in the animal welfare field, and it still doesn't, the message still doesn't get through to some people. We still have an overpopulation problem. We shouldn't be dealing with the thousands of strays that are here in California and throughout the U.S. Unfortunately, it takes some enforcement, and ordinances, I believe, are the way to go, and state laws. I think the most important thing is that it's not mandatory spay-neuter, as some people suggest. It's basically driven by complaints, and people still have the option to not alter their animal. Unfortunately, other jurisdictions throughout California, and especially a lot of the Central Valley areas and the rural areas, they're still dealing with lots of euthanasia. Maybe if they're lucky, 40 or 50% of their dogs are making it out the doors of their shelters. So it's still a problem in California that needs to be addressed. It's a shame, and especially it's so hard on people that work in shelters. Not only myself, but the folks that are day in, day out care and feed for those animals, to see any animal euthanized because of overpopulation.
She's not doing very well in the shelter. She is stressed and depressed, and she needs a home, foster home, any kind of home. She's a year-and-a-half old. She's just a sweetheart. She loves people. She plays with dogs just great. She's just a sweetie.
Back in the 80s, the Animal Services, which was run by the SBC at the time, was handling about 12,000 animals here in Santa Cruz County and all the surrounding jurisdictions within this county. We're now handling about 5,000 animals that come through our doors. So it's a 7,000 animal reduction over about a 20-year period, and again, it's thanks to that ordinance. It's a numbers game in like Sacramento and San Jose, and it's so difficult for those folks to work in those shelters because it's 10, 20,000 animals that they handle. But these numbers need to come down, and I would like to see that in my lifetime, and I think the time has come for legislation to occur in California. My dream would be that only in shelters that animals would only be euthanized for behavioral issues that were a danger to the community, for public safety issues, and I think that's why it's so important that we need a change, and the change has to come now.